God is great. You can know it all you want, but until you got to pick up that cross that you can't carry, and he picks it up for you and carries you and the cross, then you know.
Welcome back to another installment of the MECCA, the podcast. I'm Mark Williams, and I've been fortunate enough to bring somebody to the table, or his table. He's brought us to his table, and he's probably one of the pioneers, aka godfathers of this AAU basketball, travel basketball, and also fall basketball, because he had some of the premier programs coming up, particularly in the IS-8 world. He's, like I said, he's considered a godfather. Mr. Gary Charles, man, thank you.
Pleasure to have you.
Pleasure for you even saying yes to this to the MECCA podcast. I know that I sent you a couple of them and you watched them, and I want to touch upon those topics. But more importantly, where does the Gary Charles story begin? Because you don't do a lot of interviews.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it all depends on which story that you're referring to, and I'm guessing you're talking about the basketball world, okay?
But how did you get into basketball growing up?
I grew up next town from here, which is Roosevelt. And in that town, we all played ball. I actually grew up with Steve Mills, the president of the Knicks. I grew up with Eddie Murphy, Chuck D, the rapper, and Dr. J's from Roosevelt. He's older than us, but I can still remember the Dr. J day, when we had the Dr. J day. So in Roosevelt, which is a little suburban town, you did everything, meaning that your parents threw you outside. You couldn't come back in until it was dark.
Yeah, until the street lights are coming on.
That's it. So we played baseball, we played basketball, we played football, we bowled. I even bowled. And we were part of the different leagues. And I remember I played on a traveling team with a gentleman by the name of Mr. Simpson, who I considered my first mentor. And he always kept the kids out of the street. When I graduated out of college, the older members said, "Hey Gary, listen, we're getting older. We need some of you young guys to get involved.
Take over.
Right. So I did, and I created like a league for young kids in Roosevelt for like 200 kids. With that, I created an all-star team out of those guys to make them travel also. And I went to a thing in Jersey called the Little Lad. I used to play in that, the Little Lad in Trent, New Jersey. They have it.
Oh, I'm not familiar with that one.
Yeah, it was called Little Lad. Yeah, it was bitty, kind of like it's because we started out in bitty basketball. And bitty basketball that you play like on 8-foot rims. So back then, when I thought I was Dr. J myself.
Right.
Okay, we could dunk, everything else. We traveled all over the country. Those were probably some of my best time because at those days, you stayed at different people's home. And people opened up their homes to you. It was unbelievable. First time I ever rode a horse. First time I took maple syrup out of someone's tree, depending on where you went. I mean, people were awesome. So I never forgot those times, and so I decided to give back. But so I created the Little Lad, the team to travel to Little Lad. And I remember the first time I saw a young 12-year-old, and I think he was 12 at the time, and the kid walked in. He walked like he was a pro. He talked like he was a pro. When he was on the court, he commanded the court like he was a pro. I didn't know who this kid was.
He was like, who that?
I was like, who is this little kid like this? Well, at that time, the kid's name was Stephon Marbury. Okay, and I never forgot those things. And then there was another tournament that we would go to. It was called in Delaware. It was the Jim Dooley's the Delaware tournament by a gentleman by the name of Jim Dooley. And that's when you really got to see some talent. And I remember the first time I ever saw Riverside. Again, not knowing, we were just an average team from a little town. And they had, trying to remember, it might have been, I want to say it was Phelps was on that team.
Which, Derek
Phelps. And Red might have been on the Red Autry. I mean, they were loaded. Oh, and we ended up playing against a kid that dropped 40 on us by the name of Travis Best. Okay?
Springfield, Mass.
And that's when I realized that, wait a minute now, there's a bigger picture here. So if I need to keep up with these guys, I have to do a little bit better than this. So I decided to get that exposure to the kids in Long Island. So now I started to recruit in Long Island to get some of the better guys so they can get the opportunity to get scholarships. Okay, and I sent out on that mission, and I was fortunate enough one day through a kid named Derek Brown who ended up playing for St. John's. Was said to me, "You need to come and see this kid in Sewanaka, but he doesn't live too far from me." And I said, "Really?" The kid was in 8th grade, and I go see the kid, and the kid turned out to be Zendon Hamilton. Yep, Big Z. So as I tell people, Z took us to the top. Lamar, Odom, and Speedy Claxton took us over the top. But by getting Z, other people wanted to play with us. So Z, to me, opened up. He didn't open it up. He kicked the balls in.
Right.
And I also want to thank, Ron DeClario, because Ronnie at that time had the vision to want to help another kid out. He said, "Hey, guy, I want him to play with Z. I want him to get that exposure." And that kid would skip to my loop. And then now, by getting Skip, it opened up the door for us to be able to get players in the city. And then next thing we ended up getting Duane Woodward. Okay, and then the Lamar, Speedy, and the funny thing is Speedy actually lives next town from here, Hempstead. All right, and Speedy was unreal. I don't remember us losing too many events
with Speedy at the helm.
With Speedy at the helm.
So who's your backcourt? Your first main backcourt with Z?
It was Skip with Darius Burton, who's now the high school coach at Baldwin. Right. Right here. Darius was also a soccer All-American.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. He actually played. What was it? Was it Junior Olympic? Yeah. Darius was one heck of a soccer player and a real quick, heady, point guard. So, yeah, him and Skip, I would say to me, were the first two. And then the next was Duane, who went to go to Boston College, and Jamal Smiley, who went to Illinois State, and he's currently an NBA agent, right now. So
I remember that name.
Yeah,
I've seen it somewhere before.
He went to Long Island Lutheran.
Okay. That's probably why.
Yeah, he went to Long Island Lutheran, but him and Duane was special because I would say that Darius and Skip were older at the time, so I think they were around when Z was a freshman, sophomore. So then those other guys were there, I guess, when Z was a junior. Right. That was the crew, so to speak.
You said Z kicked the doors in. So his recruiting class, what, 91, 92? He was in that Felipe class.
Yeah. So actually that class, the top 5 guys in that class were Felipe, Allen Iverson, Zendon, Antoine Walker, and Danny Fortson, from what I remember, were like that top 5.
So you had what? Cincinnati, 2 St. John's, Georgetown, and Kentucky. And Z was one of the big ones, man. Like I remember Z when he went to St. John's. I was like, Z, why you going there? He said, I gotta go there. I gotta go there. And because the reason why I said that because Felipe garnered all their attention. And not that Z wasn't as athletic and as quick with the ball as Felipe, but Z probably needed to be a number 1 guy.
Z averaged probably his last summer 35 points a game.
Yeah, I know.
In every game he played. And I always remember at first he wasn't sure if he was gonna do it, but he was very close to his dad. His dad really wanted to go to Syracuse. Now that it's been X amount of years as a Syracuse, and I said that for a reason. Z really wanted to go to Syracuse.
That's what he said to me. Okay. I gotta go.
Okay, he really wanted to go to Syracuse, but he was close to his dad, and his dad wanted him to go to St. John's. All right, so at the end of the day, it turned out to be St. John, but I can say it now, not that he ever regrets it, but that was his first choice, was to go to Syracuse. And it was funny, I remember when we were deciding, okay, how we're going to do it, he didn't want to be a second fiddle with Felipe, the announcement. He figured that if he announced it after Felipe, his thing was going to be an afterthought. And that's why we announced before Felipe did. Like, people want to know that history, but we did that for a reason.
That's smart. So then you had, because that was the crux of your AA team. There's a
Grassroots.
Grassroots. I apologize.
So no, it's not your fault. So let me just tell the audience on that. AAU is a league in which the kids play in AAU, and then there's a championship that's played down in Florida,
Right.
and it's called AAU. So everyone calls everything
Yeah,
AAU.
they lump everything together.
They lump everything together.
Yeah, true.
We don't.
Right.
We call it grassroots basketball because that's the beginning.
Right.
Because we don't go there. We end up in Vegas and we end up doing other things like
Uh-huh.
the EYBL. EYBL team don't play in AAU.
Nope.
Okay. Under Armour teams don't play in AAU.
Right.
It's all grassroots basketball. So I've always made sure to tell people it's grassroots basketball. Okay?
That's great to inform everybody because, like you said, everybody's dumped in. They dump in. The only thing that's distinguishes like CYO and A.
Right.
That's
Right.
the only thing that's separate.
Right.
So your grassroots team, there's a rumor spread out there, and it's a New York rumor for the most part, maybe a myth, urban myth. Ron said that he put on the Panthers uniform. Is that
He
accurate?
didn't. No, he didn't. And I'm glad you brought that up because I like to straighten some things out. Back then, the rivalry was Ron's team versus, and he was with Riverside,
Church, right.
the Panthers, because we had Lamar.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine that competition. And then there's a rumor out there that Lamar played with Riverside. He was playing Riverside at the time. That's not true.
Yeah.
Okay, he was with us.
Uh-huh.
I have pictures and games to prove it. Back in those days, the championship either went to Riverside
Uh-huh.
or it went to the Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
But let me also say this. The beginning of all this started with Riverside and the Gauchos and Doc Naselli, Madison Broncos.
Mm-hmm.
But the Riverside and the Gauchos were those programs. When I first got going, I looked at them. I was trying to get to where they were at, Riverside and the Gauchos. Okay, so I want to thank them for creating that because
setting the bar.
They set the bar.
Right.
So it helped me to understand where I needed to get to. So when we had Lamar and Speedy, we could compete. As a matter of fact, we beat them in Portchester with Speedy. Speedy got the MVP. Okay, the following year they got us.
Who was their team for the most
Their
part?
team. So their main team that Ron keeps talking about, Lamar was on, were Audrey Blackmore. They had Reggie Jesse, Anthony Glover, Ron Artest. I'm trying to remember. I'm missing. It was Reggie, Ron, Anthony Glover. There's somebody else that I'm missing off that team. So my point is that
Probably another guard.
it was another guard. It was Eric. I'm trying to remember now who it was. I thought Reggie was the 2. Who was the 3? I don't think it was Jamal Robinson. Jamal Robinson, I think it was before that. Riverside was always loaded. Okay, but here's the thing. That was their team. So whereas our team at the time, it was either Speedy. We had Speedy, but then Speedy graduated, so then we ended up getting Khalid El-Amin. So it was Khalid El-Amin going up against Evan Barkley. Okay, and then we had a kid by the name of Nolan Johnson. All right, from Boys and Girls, who ended up going to Oklahoma and was a Big 12 player. Was on the team. Malik Allen was a big guy for me. He went to Elton Brand. That's what I'm forgetting. To be honest, okay, they had Elton Brand. So it would be Elton Brand versus Malik Allen. Now Elton Brand was just as big as Elton, so Elton ended up going to Villanova. Malik ended up going to Villanova,
and then Elton went to Duke.
and Malik ended up playing 12 years in the league.
Wow.
So just think about those two guys going against each other. So what I'm saying to you, so that was that matchup. Then you had Ron, Lamar. That was the matchup. If you go into the tapes of ISA, you will see those tapes of them going against each other, all the time. And we used to laugh because we would say, okay, it's the spring, it's our turn to win. Or they might say, okay, it's the fall, it's our turn to win. Because the championship went through us, at the time, after Speedy left. I don't think Speedy was just unreal. Speedy, and obviously it was Speedy versus Eric, all the time. And they were best of friends.
Yeah, and
okay.
High school teammates.
And teammates.
Right.
Okay, high school teammates.
Right.
Okay. So the year that Riverside, for example, went like 56-1. The game that they lost, I was there. We were in a tournament in California called the Izzy Washington Slam and Jam. They lost to Bam Davis' team. Okay, that's who they lost to, which obviously, that's telling you something, right? So they didn't just lose to any bum.
Right.
All right? And Lamar keeps saying Lamar was on that team when they did all that. No. Lamar, stop doing that. Okay? He was with us because we ended up beating the Kenny Bruner team. I think they had Tyshawn Prince and a kid named Eric Chenowitz. Oh, no, Shea Cotton. Now, Shea Cotton, as you know, was like the LeBron James of his time. They hadn't lost in 2 years. Okay? So we beat them in an unbelievable game. Carl Hobbs, who was the assistant coach now at Rutgers, but at the time he was at UConn, him and I still talk about that game. Because there wasn't social media back then. We didn't even really use cell phone back then. There was cell phone, but we didn't use it. But we won that game. So the championship was going to be us versus Barron's team. We couldn't play it because our team was scheduled to be in Vegas for Sonny's event, the big time. And Sonny said, "That's great, y'all got there. Get your behind.
Get over here to Vegas.
To Vegas.
Get to Vegas."
So we had to skip the championship. Okay, and Lamar and I still talk about that. Like, damn man, we missed that championship game.
Could you have got him?
Huh?
You would have got him.
It would have been a hell of a game. We would have had a chance. I thought that.
Now you're in Barron's homeland.
Homeland.
Yeah, that's
and Barron's no joke.
Right.
I thought that year Khalil Amin had gotten the best of every guard, but we hadn't played Barron. Barron was a special player. I'll say this to you. I thought we would have had a chance because the rules were different. The rules were you had to play 5 guys in the first quarter, another 5 guys in the second quarter.
So you were deeper.
We were deeper.
Right.
We were really deep.
Right.
Okay, because that's how we ended up beating Kenny Boone and them team who hadn't lost in 2 years at Shea Cotton.
Right.
Because we were just deeper. Because they had us actually about 12 in the first quarter. And then we came back because our second group, we were really loaded. So I just want to make sure I set that record straight in that, no, Mama was there and Lamar, was here, okay? But I'll tell you a famous story though that people don't know, so I'm going to give you this exclusive here.
Here we go.
Lamar tells me one day that Eric Barkley wants to play with us. It might have been that same year. It was that same year. I said, what do you mean Eric Barkley wants to play? And you got to understand something, okay? I don't want to be a hypocrite. I have Khalil Amin at that time.
Yeah, we're going to talk about him.
Okay? So I don't need Eric at that time. But Eric is big time. Nice.
Right.
That's like, I don't need the aggravation. As a matter of fact, I received a phone call from Ernie Lorch about it. And the funny thing is, I could tell you this right now. I remember this because at my house at the time, the phone was up against the wall. No cell phone. Remember now. I'm not dealing with cell phone.
How long was your extension cord?
Extension cord was probably from there to here. I can see the TV. Okay? So I'm like, Ernie, what's up? He said, I want to talk to you about Barkley. I said, who? Charles Barkley? Because I was being funny. He said, Gary, stop playing. I hear rumors that Eric wants to come over. That's not right. But I'm like, I said, you don't have to worry about that. That's not going to happen. Eric does call me. Same thing. He said, Gary, this is Barkley. I said, oh, Charles? He said, stop playing, man. This is Eric. I want to play with you. I have no idea to this day why he was upset with Riverside.
Right. I was going to ask you that, too.
Yeah, I have no idea to this day. Never even asked him. Because I wasn't even going to entertain it. And he said, I want to play with you in Connecticut. We're going to go to a tournament up in Connecticut called the Wayne Simone Tournament, in which everyone's going to be there, including Riverside, and including DeMar Johnson's team, who was DC Assault, who was loaded at the time. So it was a great event. So Lamar calls me and says, hey, pick me up at the airport when you pick up Khalid, because Khalid was flying in. I said, okay, I'll pick you up at LaGuardia on the way up. So I get there, and who's at the airport? Lamar, Khalid, and Eric Barkley at the airport. Eric Barkley purposely missed his ride or whatever, so they left, Riverside. He gets in the van. Man, why is this guy doing this to me, man?
Put you in a pickle.
Put me in this pickle. We get there. I said, E, come with me. So we're going. I said, I got to take you somewhere. I'll go through the different, there's a couple courts. And I see Ernie. I said, Ernie, I bought Eric for you.
Here's your player.
Here's your guy. Eric gave me this dirty look. All right? But I did it. So what happens, we end up playing each other in the championship. And Khalid missed a jump shot at the foul line at the buzzer that could have won it. And Eric Barkley had a hell of a game.
He was killed.
Okay.
He was motivated. He was
motivated. Yeah. Okay. But I never regretted that decision.
No, that's
okay.
It
was just the right thing, to do. Because over the years, that rivalry with those guys, those point guards, was something special. And it wasn't worth for me to get into a situation with Ernie.
Right.
About that. And the other things I wanted to try to explain to these kids that you can't just be doing this back and forth.
Right.
Stuff. There's a famous game that we were playing a semifinal game at ISA. And against Shaheem Holloway. The backcourt was Shaheem and Todd Miles, who used to play for me also, but in that particular tournament, I say he was playing with his boys. So that's the backcourt. Lamar's not there. He's running late. But we're playing, and I think Speedy is balling. I think it was Speedy and Nolan Johnson. They're balling. We also had Iron Miller.
I remember
Iron?
Yeah.
Exactly. We had Tavares Bell. Maybe one of the best dunkers.
Rhode Island,
out there. And we up a couple points. Lamar comes running in. The place is packed. So now the people are going crazy. So at halftime, and I still haven't played him yet, right? So at halftime, my guy was like, okay, we be all right then. Lamar's here. And I said, I'm not playing him. So my assistant at the time, Nate Cadigan, he said, Charles, are you out of your damn mind? So I'm not doing, man. I'm tired of these kids doing this, man. It's got to be more than just basketball.
Right.
We need to be teaching how to do the right things.
No, he wasn't flying in. He was.
No, man. He's in 5 minutes, man. He's 5 minutes away, man. So I'm pissed at him.
Right.
Okay? So the crowd's going crazy to the point that a couple of the fellas, if you know what I mean, come over to me like, I got money on this, man. You need to play him.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not playing him, man. So I'm just telling you this right now. Now, let me also say this. I also knew I had Speedy Claxton. Okay, let me just say that also. All right.
You had an ace in the hole.
I knew I had an ace in the hole. All right. But Speedy's balling. All right. So I don't want to front. I knew I had Speedy, but I wanted to teach him, something awesome. So I don't play him the whole game. And we win the game. Okay. Now, how about this? Now we have another game. That was a semi. But now we have a championship that night at Riverside Park in Manhattan. Okay, against Riverside. Riverbank Park. Okay. And that goes back to what I'm telling you about Lamar. Like Lamar, he wasn't with you, man, because that's when they had Ebok, they had Lamar, they had Glover, they had Elton Brand. They were loaded. Reggie Jesse. We in the chip. Now, but that's the year, like I said, with Speedy. So Lamar, I guess, was a sophomore, I think, at the time. We beat him. Okay, and we actually beat him in that particular game handily. And the reason I remember this is because I'm subbing guys out. I said, let me sub these guys out because if any of you try to do anything crazy, Vaughn is going to clock you. Because Vaughn didn't play that, okay? So Tavares Bell said, let me stay in. I said, Tavares, I'm telling you. I said, okay.
He crazy.
So let him stay in, right? So he goes in for one of his, goes in for one of his patent dunks. Vaughn came under and said, clocked him under his leg. Boom, he went flying. We thought he was dead. All right? But then he got up, and then we all busted our laugh and said, we warned you.
Told you, silly ass.
I told you not to go ahead and do that to Lamar. All right? But I also remember in which Lamar, I wasn't sure he was going to show up because he was upset that he didn't play. And his aunt, Janine, who was big in all of this, okay? I don't get L in the program without Janine. His aunt, Janine. Like, she believed in Gary Charles. And I'll always be grateful for her for that. So she played a major part of that. So now, this guy named Fadri, who we're all close with, who was with Upstate Basketball, his brother was going out with Janine.
Yeah, I don't know him.
Okay, so Fadri from Upstate. So Fadri was with Lamar the whole day. He said, Al, did you talk to Gary about how he didn't play? He said, no, I didn't get a chance. I didn't want to do it. But the Riverbank Championship had nothing to do with it, so I played him. The next day for the championship, he's an hour early.
The first one there, yeah.
He's an hour early.
Yep.
Okay?
He learned.
Right. And Eric Barkley comes in and says, we're going to get you a monster, not this one. Not this one. We win it. At E, I'm sorry, I got to say this, E. E missed a foul shot.
E missed a foul shot.
E missed a foul shot. So we go up. Lamar hits a shot with 6 seconds to go to put us up 1. Because it was a tie game. Here I say. So now timeout is called. Eric is bringing up the ball. They call a foul Speedy. I'm going crazy at that point. Okay? And I appreciate the fact that the ref didn't call a tech on me. I appreciate that, man.
Who was he? I
don't remember.
Yeah.
So now Eric is going to the foul line. And I'm like, damn it. Eric's like an 80-something, foul shot shooter. I'm like, this guy's going to hit both shots maybe. And I don't know if I purposely called a timeout. I don't remember to
ice him.
Right. All right? And then Eric goes up there. And it's how I say it. So, place is going crazy. And he missed it. And Malik Allen got the rebound. Okay? And that's why I always remember these things, because Malik was that beef we needed to go compete against Elton Brand. Got the rebound, and we win. Speedy and Lamar end up getting co-MVP. And I actually have that picture of those two together that year of getting co-MVP. So here's the other myth and how this got started about Lamar playing with them. In Portchester, they beat us the next year. They beat us. I think it was that year that they beat us. And they were taking a picture. Eric Barkley, Von, Elton, they were all taking a picture together, Glover. They asked Lamar to take a picture with them. And Lamar takes the picture, and people have used that picture and say, yeah, that's when Lamar played Riverside, right? Here's the thing, though. The people who have been saying that, I want you to know this. Look at the T-shirt that Lamar has on. On the T-shirt, it says Adidas.
Yeah.
Lamar was upset that we lost, so he took his shirt off. And now he has a T-shirt that says Adidas. All right? Everyone knows Riverside was never part of Adidas.
Right.
They were a Nike program.
Yep.
We were Adidas. Lamar never would have had another shoe brand.
Right.
Okay?
Shirt on.
So that's what happened, y'all. Okay? We were in Portchester. He took his shirt off and went and took a picture with the guys. And then people took that story and ran with it.
Right.
That was Adidas shirt. Take a look at the picture. You'll see the Adidas logo.
I'm going to look next time I see it. I know that Dave Joint does. He puts all those old pictures.
He puts his own?
Yeah.
There's Adidas on there. And I think he had a UNLV pair of shorts on, whatever. But, that's the deal. And actually, Lamar just did a story a couple weeks ago. It was on, I don't know if it was on HBO, on something that he was on, in which he tells.
Yeah.
He says that I was with the Panthers, and he said my family knew Gary Charles and boom, boom, boom. Yeah, so, and that was his aunt. That was his aunt Janine, who orchestrated, all of that. So, Janine, thank you. Okay?
So that was your one, not necessarily your one, that's the one you said that took you over the top.
He took us over the top with Speedy. Him and
Speedy.
Because now what they did is they opened up for other kids, from the city, so with Skip opening up, but now once I had L, I was that guy.
So the people that you mentioned throughout the whole conversation, this whole segment, made it to the NBA very, very, very close. You have Speedy, who got rings.
Yep.
L.O., who has rings.
Yep.
You have Ron, who has rings.
NBA.
Malik Allen did 12 years.
Yep.
Elton got a national championship at Duke. Zendon, of course.
He played in the NBA. He played in the NBA.
He got like 10 years.
He got 10 years in the NBA. People don't even know that. He got 10 years in the NBA. And still with money in the bank. Z, you still owe me $5.
He owes you just 5?
Yeah.
He owes me a little more than that. You mentioned Duane Woodward, who didn't make it to the NBA, but
played overseas for over 10 years.
Got probably one of the biggest contracts.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm not gonna put his business out there. But like a big contract.
A lot of money.
And they're all from New York. What was the swagger like of New Yorkers walking into the gym in that era when you had the Church and you guys? When
you walked in the gym,
and the Broncos.
We was up 10 points.
Yeah. And
the thing about wherever we go, I'm still amazed by that. People know you're from New York.
Our walk is different.
Our walk is different, but they claim that our accent is different. And I always go, what accent? You're the one with the accent.
Yeah.
Okay, but they always say that. Our swag is just totally different. And people just like, That's the way it was. I remember one year I was with Dermot player. Dermot's my man because we go way back to back then. Actually, the first time I saw Stephon Marbury, it was with a team called Young Life. Dermot was the coach. Back in Little Lad, New Jersey.
Wow,
It was Dermot players, to give you a little history. So we out there in California, and these guys had their hats on, and everything, okay. And I remember, now we're with Sonny, and Sonny gave us like these LA gear. So people don't remember that. So we were outfitted with LA gear. So we were about to go play against Shea Cotton squad. We put the hoodies on and we walked in single file, like we were in the Marines. So whereas the Oakland Soldiers, that's what they do now. But we were doing it before then. It's like we walked in, dressed up single file to let people know we're not scared of y'all, because when we walked in the gym, they were doing gang sign. Because like, yeah, y'all coming into the house, right here. But it's funny, Khalid was just doing the same thing to them, with gang signs, and Khalid wasn't scared of anyone.
But hold on, before I know it's the truth though, because I was there. He got that one game in ISA.
Oof.
Who was it? Danny, Bobby Hurley? I don't know who it was. He got there at halftime or something like that. He got there late, not on time. He put on like one of the best show performances ever known in the ISA history.
Here's what happened. No, actually, we were gonna play the championship with against Riverside. I always teased Thurman about this because I heard Thurman on the podcast, and it seemed like Riverside always beat us. Not true. It was always a back and forth thing. So we pick up Khalid at the airport. It was Lamar and I. We picked him up at the airport this time. Khalid was one, probably, I would say, the fiercest competitor I've ever coached. Okay? Him and Jason Fraser. Jason was up there too. But Khalid was something else. So we at the airport, and Khalid is saying something in the back seat. I said, yo, man. And Barclay said he's going to kick your ass.
Somebody talking.
He said, what? I said, yo, Barclay said he's going to kick your ass. And Lamar just looks at me. I look at Lamar. He's quiet now in the back. And I'm looking through my rearview mirror, and I see he's just like, kick my ass. Go through his mind. Yo, you think that
processing?
He's processing, because I know how he is, how he's built. You got to know how your guys are built. He didn't say a word. All the way to I say. He didn't say a word. And at one point, he hit a shot from half court. And he turned around, and Pete Edwards still talks about that. He said, this is my house! This is my house! And it was an unbelievable performance.
I heard that. No, I caught some of it. He killed.
He was unreal. And we won that, championship. That's why I keep saying, Thurman, you didn't win them all. Okay, we were going back and forth. But, yeah, he was special.
He was special.
And I'll tell you how special he was. He was scheduled to go to Minnesota. He told the Minnesota people, I can't go. I'm going to the Big East. And I said, dude, why do you want to go to Big East? He said, Coach, I want to be able to play against Eric Barkley, who went to St. John. I want to be able to play against Shamgard, who was at Providence, right. At the time. And I want to say, I think there was a kid named Vontingo Cumming, who was at Pitt. But I know what the point was.
But he wasn't the point, though. I think he was like a
maybe two. Okay.
Two, yeah.
But there were a lot of great point guards in the Big East.
Yeah, who was at Syracuse?
I can't remember, but obviously there was someone there, and that's what he wanted to compete against. Okay,
well, yeah.
And that was the reason that he did that. And I'll never forget that. And obviously, he takes UConn to the national championship, and they actually beat Bryant, Duke, in the national championship. Him and Richard Hamilton. Okay, but Khalid was that competitor.
No,
all you had to do was say something. He knew you had it.
My partner Talib said that's the only reason he went to UConn.
Same reason, is it? Exactly.
Following his footsteps.
Following his footsteps.
Yeah, because he laid the tradition as far as competing and just being that tough mother effer that just didn't give a F.
He didn't, man. Dude, it go back to what you were saying. So back to California, wherever you went, there was just a swag about us. Okay? And I remember that I have guys now who said, Gary, when you guys used to come out there, because we used to actually play 2 tournaments out in California. People don't understand back in the days how it went, but there was the Izzy Washington Slam Jam, and then there was the Pump and Run.
I remember that one.
Okay, so we were playing 2. And a lot of guys who are now balling or have program in California said they started because of us watching us play. Okay, they were motivated to create a program, and now they have it rolling.
Oh, they're rolling now, right?
But now I'm talking about early '90s people, and I know you guys don't understand that. But
we're trying to give them some information and history.
Yeah, exactly, and you need to understand your history.
That's the truth. Because which is perfect because now, back then we were considered the Mecca.
Oh, without a doubt, it wasn't even close.
It wasn't even close.
Not even close.
Now, they could clown on it, whatever the case may be, and they would say stuff like, back in the days you got where. California's the spot now. Chicago can lay claim to it because they're producing all these pros. And rightfully so. Those guys are doing a great job. But was it equivalent to what New York was doing back then?
No. But here's the thing, though. And I want people to understand the evolution, of things. Not everything always stays the same, Back in the day, you had the Dream Team, okay? When the Dream Team was formed, it was special. And you go back and look at 11 Hall of Famers?
Yep, I was Christian Lake right here.
Well, that's 12. That's why I said 11.
Yeah, I'm saying he's the only one that didn't.
Right. So now, when we went out there, here's what we did. We opened up the eyes of the world.
Okay,
And
I
now,
like that one.
now everyone started to play.
I like that.
Croatia.
I like that.
Okay, everyone started to play now because we opened up the world. When Lamar and them was playing, we were considered like the Beatles.
Mm-hmm.
Everywhere we went, the place was packed. So now people were coming to see us everywhere we went. Now we started to open up eyes. Riverside was coming because we were all, traveling together.
Right.
So now it opened up the doors for people to say, oh, okay, we need to start playing. And that goes back to what I just said to you, that a lot of guys who watched us play said it motivated them to get going. So what did we do? We motivated the rest of the country.
I like that.
To start playing. The same way that the United States does not own the NBA anymore.
Correct.
Okay, there's people coming from overseas. New York does not own the country of best basketball anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because it's not because we did anything wrong. It's just that everyone else started to catch up.
Right.
People don't understand that. Here's another aspect of it. The grit that we had was that we were that tough-minded inner city kids that's balling. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing. When I was coming up, I learned from my dad. Now I've been wearing hats since I was 14, 15 years old, but I'm a byproduct of the 70s, blaxploitation movie,
Mm-hmm.
Superfly,
Mm-hmm.
the Mac, and things of that nature. Okay, that's me.
Uh-huh.
That's how I came up. If my mom would tell me to do something, it's still in my head. So even now, at 50-something years old, if I'm about to go do something, my mom's still in my head where I'm saying, hey, my mom wouldn't want me to do that.
Right.
My mom wanted me to do, certain things.
Right.
Okay? So now these kids came up through ESPN.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone wants to blame grassroots basketball for everything that goes wrong. Oh, grassroots basketball.
That's true.
Hold on now. You went to Duke for a couple of years. You didn't learn anything over there. Then you go to the NBA. You didn't learn anything there. And we're still getting the blame from whatever. But you watch ESPN. You either seen the dunks
Highlights.
or you seen the three-point shot. Okay? That's what you're seeing. So now kids thinking that that's what I have to do. So now we don't spend time on some of the things that we used to do. Because this is what we know now.
Right.
And that's what I mean when I say that we need to understand that, things just change over X amount of time.
Right.
All right? There was a time in this town I could not live here in Baldwin. But now we can.
Mm-hmm.
Things have changed.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to adapt with it or understand. So stop blaming, let's say, grassroots basketball, or stop thinking that, damn, what happened to New York? Hey, man, everybody else caught up.
Right. No, that's a great analogy, that dream team, because like you mentioned, the MVP from last year wasn't from America. The Six Man of the Year award person wasn't from America. The Rookie of the Year wasn't from America. So that opened up that '92 team, which is probably the greatest team of all time. Opened up the doors.
It opened up the doors.
Opened up the doors to everyone to see, and they were signing autographs. You remember?
Absolutely.
They were signing autographs in Croatia, in Slovenia,
Anyway. So it's the same thing as I remember
great analogy.
when the Riverside, the Gauchos, the Panthers were traveling, and now everywhere we go, people were looking at us. Okay, these guys were, and people don't understand it because there wasn't even social media at that point.
Right.
But I'm gonna tell you what I couldn't understand.
But
honestly.
social media now is taking the ESPN highlight people
Right.
to another level.
To another level. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. And back then, I couldn't understand how we would get somewhere and there would be girls waiting for the team. And I would be like,
Teenagers? You guys?
Teenagers? How did you even know you guys were going to be here? 'Cause I couldn't understand that. And come to find out that the girls, let's say, who saw us in one town, would call their cousins or whatever and say, oh, they're coming to your town next.
Oh, that's crazy.
That's how crazy it was
That's crazy.
back then. And people won't understand it. But, Lamar was a special breed, okay, as you guys can see now. And everything. And then the other guy that we had 12 Division I players on that team.
So you only had one team? The 17 youth?
At that time, yeah. I mean, we had I think at that time we only had that one team, but it was 12 Division I players. Here's the thing now. There's a team, a grassroots team at every corner of New York now, or everywhere else.
Right, everywhere.
That's not the way it was back then.
Right.
So Riverside was loaded, Gauchos was loaded, we were loaded, Madison Broncos was loaded. We were the team.
Right.
And again, same thing. We had to adapt because
Right.
now other people started to get some guys or whatever people got, involved in the game. So that to me is part of, what's happening. And here's the thing, like, for example, Royal said, because I heard Royal Ivy, podcast and everything, and Royal said, you mentioned about a kid, Tobias Harris, Long Island. He said, yeah, but I don't consider that. My man, Royal, we all in New York. We all part of New York. See, I don't go around anymore saying New York City.
Right.
Okay? I say New York. All right? Like, Mohawk is from Queens.
Yep.
Mohawk is in NBA.
Yep.
They're getting the check. Danny Green, Long Island, still getting paid. Okay? Tobias, Long Island, getting paid. That's all part of us. That we have to say that's our family. Okay? It's not just New York City, okay? Because New York City has helped the kids in Long Island to waken up and start playing.
Yep.
Gary Charles helped them. Like, hey guys, guess what? You can get a scholarship. Because prior to that, no one knew. I wish there were Gary Charles when I played.
Right.
As short as I am, I could ball.
Yeah, you could do something
I
out
could
there.
do something. But I did play ball.
Right.
I know I could have gotten something.
Right.
All right. So the city guys help. And I'll never forget someone from the Gauchos said this to me. My boy Dave, back in the days. We're in the event, and to be honest with you, in Long Island at that time, when those events was over in April, we were done.
Right.
Because for us, now we're about to go play baseball. All right? See, it's Long Island. We're in the suburb.
Right.
Now we go play baseball. Baseball is over. Now we go play football.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember Dave
So you didn't get back on the basketball court till November.
That's not the way we were.
Right.
That's what I mean when I say, like, Chuck D was a catcher in our little league, here in Roosevelt. Okay, we all came up together. That's the way we were. Our community, kids had to be playing. Okay, so Dave said to me, I said, well, I guess we're done. He said, done. So we have a tournament next week. I said, huh? He said, listen to me. You want to get good? You got to play this thing 24/7. I never forgot those words. And when he said those words to me, it like opened up my eyes. I'm like, y'all still playing? Because I'm from Long Island.
Yeah.
I don't know these things.
Yeah.
Okay? So I had to understand that. And let me tell you another thing that people don't understand. You learn a lot more listening, than talking.
Yep.
So I was listening to Dave. Okay? I heard him. And once he told me that, now I went and got the guys who wanted to continue to keep working out and keep playing.
Which led you to, you had a quasi partnership with Sonny, or you guys were great friends because you then started your ABC camp.
When I had Zendon Hamilton, Howie Golfing controlled Sonny, because I didn't know Sonny at the time. I used to hear him on the radio and things like that. And Howie called me one day and said, Gary.
You said radio.
Yeah, radio. How about that, huh?
All right, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. And Howie said, Gary, there's a gentleman that's going to call you named Sonny Vaccaro. Have you ever heard of him? I said, yes, I've heard of Sonny Vaccaro. Michael Jordan, and everything else. He signed Michael. And he said, well, he's going to call you. This is Sonny Vaccaro. I'm thinking the man's going to call me in a week or whenever. I'm not thinking of it. So he said, he wants to do a camp. He wants to get you involved in the camp. I said, okay. I hang up the phone from golf, and literally I was about to jump into the shower. Not even 2 minutes. Bling!
Really?
Phone's ringing. Gary Charles, Sonny Vaccaro. I said, Mr. Vaccaro, how are you? And he starts to outline something he wants to do. And he says to me, but I need to talk to you face to face. He said, you ever been in the Final Four? I said, no, sir, I haven't. Did you plan on coming? I said, no, I'm not. It's the last thing I'm thinking about going to the Final Four. I need you to come out so we can talk. So I go out to the Final Four. I get to the Final Four and I get to the coach's hotel. He said, I'm staying in the coach's hotel. Come in there. I walk in there. Dude, every college coach in America is in the hallway.
Waiting.
But they are there, right? And I see John Thompson, who's like, oh my God. John Thompson, I saw the biggest head I've ever seen. I mean, he just like took up the whole room, so to speak. George Radlin was a coach back then. He wasn't with Nike at that time. He was a coach.
USC.
At USC.
Right.
It's packed. I'm like, what? I call Sonny on the house phone. Mr. Vaccaro, I'm here. Come on up to my room. Okay. I go up to his room. His wife answers the phone. The door, Pam. One of the most beautiful women I've ever seen. I'm like, oh my God. And at one point she used to do commercials. People want to know that there was a soap that was called Palmolive. I think it was Palmolive Soap. So she used to do commercials for that. Anyway, she opened the door in the hotel robe. And then here's Sonny. Gauchos! And I'm looking at him like, how does God get this woman? You know? But then he starts talking. And he breaks down his vision. And he says, are you with me? Okay? And I look at him, and I looked at Pam. I looked at him, and I looked at Pam. And I say to myself, any man that can get this woman must know what he's doing. I mean, true story.
Yo, that's hilarious.
I shake his hand, and he tells me, go ahead and get some uniforms. So I go into the convention center to go buy a uniform for the Panthers. He said, you need to step your game up. This is what we're about to do. And at the time, that's what I tell people. So, excuse me. So I sent Z to the camp, ABCD camp, which was in California, you know, at the time. And it was with Converse. See, the first 2 years when we did ABCD, it was Converse. Now, by the way, for the record, ABCD had been going on for the years before that. He was with Nike. But then when Nike let him go now, he's a free agent.
Right.
So he signed this 2-year deal with Converse. And the funny thing is, I met the Final Four with my boy Mickey Walker. Now remember now, Mickey Walker had Elton Brand before Riverside. He had Elton. Lamar actually went with him to France. They went to France with Jamal McLaughlin, who people probably don't even know, but went to the NBA and is currently assistant coach with Toronto.
Yep.
Okay.
He's actually a Toronto legend.
He's a
Canadian
He's a Canadian legend.
Canadian legend.
So I go sit down with Mickey, and Mickey actually wants to just go with Converse. And he tells Converse, whatever I do, Gary's going to do, because Mickey and I we're boys. Mickey and I were the two guys who actually first started Grassroots team traveling and playing against college teams back in those days.
That's dope.
Okay? We were the ones. Mickey had the idea, but I had the connection. So I would call the teams, and we did those games. So Mickey and I used to do everything together. But that time I said, Mickey, I'm sorry, man, I'm going, Sonny.
He understood
Your thing. He didn't understand then, but now he did. He said, God damn it, I messed up. He knows it now. He looking back at it, but he went so now we with Converse.
But Converse was hot back then, though.
Dude,
They was hot.
Converse was hot.
They probably had one of the best super teams up in Dorsey in the world.
I was upset when Sonny told me we're done. So now, in the middle of our second year, he tells me we're doing a deal with Adidas. He brings me out into Manhattan because I met Robert Schwarzer, who was not the Adidas guy. And he introduced me and said, Robert, this guy is going to help us to go where we need to go. Like, you understand? I'm still naive. I don't know what this man's talking about. But here's why he was sold on me. I wasn't just a grassroots guy. I was working on Wall Street. Okay? I was like, you know, I'm dressed. You know me. I don't get my suit on. That's just who I was, right? And so he saw more in me. And I'm not even thinking about basketball. I'm thinking about making my money there. Okay? Now, listen, I'm about to say something. I'm not bragging. I'm just giving you facts. And I tell people sometimes when you're giving out facts, you're not bragging. You're just giving out facts.
Right.
At 27 years old, I'm working on Wall Street. I'm already driving a Porsche. I had bought a house when I was 25 years old. Okay, I'm not thinking about basketball at the time. I'm just trying to help out the youth center people, whatever. I'm rolling. I'm doing my thing. That's what Sonny saw. Okay, here's a young man who's already doing his thing. So anyway, I meet this guy, but we have to do Converse the second year because we already had a deal for the shoe deal.
Right.
I mean, to go to camp with Converse. So here we are the second year in Ypsilanti, Michigan, for ABCD. Felipe was there, Paul Pierce. I remember I saw Paul working out. And I'm like, who is this kid over there? This kid was just so, man.
He's polished at that age.
And I even said, yo, this kid is the truth. He was that good. He didn't know his name was going to end up being that, but that's really what. Like, this kid is the truth. There were some players, you know, back then. I've never forgot. It was a kid. I can't remember. What's my boy's name? My mom just went blank. Coach of Marquette right now. Wojciechowski. He was playing. I'm like, damn, who's this white kid over there? He was balling.
He was good.
Turned out to be Steve Wojciechowski. So I remember all of that because I was talking to Rick Barnes about that because he ended up going. Rick Barnes recruiting him in Providence at the time, and I remember I saw some of Rick's guys, and I was like, hey guys, you need to look at this white kid over there. Y'all look at all these guys. This kid right here can ball. It turned out to be him, and obviously he ends up at Duke.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, so that camp was that good at that time with a lot of ball players. So we did that, and now Sonny said, I need you to help me find other teams like you with Adidas, okay? And give him a contract because I'm relying on you to make this thing happen. And I said, what's the goal? He said, the goal is to find a kid that we could sign for Adidas down the line. He said, but we're going to start from the grassroots. We can't get him from the NBA. Let's start from grassroots.
Smart.
I said, okay.
So basically, he laid the blue. I know everyone's seen the documentary. He's laid the blueprint for what's going on now.
What's going on now? Okay.
Yep.
He laid it out to me. I said, okay. And I remember Adidas first came out with these sneakers. It was like damn boots. Kids hated them. In fact, I remember Wiley Zerbiak didn't want to play them. And back then, after Vegas, the other big tournament was a tournament in Ohio by a guy named Bobby Quartzen in Columbus, Ohio. So we used to go out there to his event. In fact, so Wally hated it. He didn't want to play with him, man, because they're so damn bulky. You know, but that's how far Adidas had come. But I remember that. And the thing about back then, or even now, when you go to the event, if you're a coach and your son's playing, you could still go to this event during the dead period. The dead period, fans, is when college coaches are not allowed to be there. We call that the dead period.
Right.
So one of my closest friends, who was actually happened to recruit one of my players, was at LaSalle, was Joe Bryant. So Joe Bryant was recruiting a kid from West Hampton named Ed Corbett, who actually ended up going to UNLV.
I remember that one.
Yep. So Eddie was about 6'7". He was recruiting him, and he was also looking at the time at Norris Bell, Tavares Bell, older brother, who could also jump off the roof. And then the more and more, you know, Joe and I were talking, he would say, hey, come and see my son. Games, because we were in the same events. And I remember this one particular event called, it was called War in the Woods in South Jersey. The games were played outside. It's like you're driving in the middle of damn nowhere, and then you make a sharp left in the middle of the woods, and as you go a little bit further, half a mile, you open up, it's 3 basketball courts, a house. You know, it's like what the? That's where the tournament was at. So we're playing there. So I go over there to go watch young Kobe play.
That's crazy.
Okay?
So what is he, like 13, 14?
Nah, I mean, you know, he might have been 15 at the
15?
time.
Okay.
You know, but I'm watching him, you know, play. And he said, watch my kid. I said, okay. Here's what's amazing about Kobe. I'll never forget this. Kobe was an unreal kid. Kobe didn't care nothing about you. Kobe would be his mama. So Kobe makes a play. It's a dunk. So Joe hits me in my rib. You see that dunk? I said, yeah. But then Kobe comes across like this. You see that dunk? I said, yeah. I see the dunk. Come back down. Whack! Here's a jump shot. And Joe again hit me in my rib. You see that jump shot? I said, yeah. Here comes Kobe. You see that jump shot? I said, yeah, I saw the damn jump shot.
I was watching the same game.
I watched the same game you watching. But that's like Kobe. He was in that fire. I'm like, damn, this kid is boom. But it wasn't, like people ask me, how did you know he was going to be that guy? It wasn't just the way he played. It was his action and the way he talked to you. Like, for example, when we made the decision that Kobe was going to go to the draft, the next person next year was going to be Lamar. But as good as Lamar was, he wasn't mentally prepared to go. Okay? Kobe was. So now, one day Sonny and I were talking, and now it's about Felipe, because Felipe is at St. John, and Sonny's like, we got to, make sure Felipe's okay. I said, Sonny, I love my boy, but the next one is somebody else. He said, who's that? I said, this kid named Kobe Bryant. He's like, what? Joe Bryant played in my game. Joe Bryant had played in Sonny's All-American game. I said, Sonny, that's the kid. He said, you sure? I said, I'm not going to bet my life, but it's damn near it. I think that's the guy. Now, and this is what's important, because now everybody think, that's easy. No, it wasn't. Kevin Garnett had left. Prior to that, no guards had done it. It's not the way it is now.
Right.
Okay, it wasn't a normal thing. Okay, as a matter of fact, we knew people were going to kill us. So Joe and I And Joe tells me, guess what? So one day Joe tells me Kobe wants to do this. I said, oh, this is awesome. Joe, we're gonna have to keep this quiet because now we don't want Nike to find out because we know if Nike finds out it's over.
It's over.
So now I tell Sonny, and now it's like we got to keep quiet. I don't even deal with Kobe at all. I'm dealing strictly with the dad and the mom. And now it was Sonny and I. It was another gentleman by the name of Thad Fouché. It was the three of us. Thad Fouché is now the agent for Russell Westbrook.
Okay.
But it was like us. We were like the three amigos, so to speak. Okay. Everywhere you saw one, you saw the other two. And then Sonny said, okay, we're going to make this thing happen. And then, because Joe at one point said the only thing Kobe was concerned about, or he was concerned about as a parent, he didn't want to mess this up. I said, what about if I give you a guarantee? He said, what guarantee? I said, what about if I gave you Adidas deal? He said, what do you mean? I said, then you got guaranteed money.
Right.
Then, no matter what happened, he's going to be okay. Okay. So, but now we still got a year to do it.
Right.
Joe and I literally, I would drive to his house to have meeting. He would drive to my house. Again, before cell phones, everyone. So the only time you could get people is if they were home.
They were already here.
So there were times he's trying to reach me, he can't get me, I'm not home. Matter of fact, there was one time he came to my house for a meeting. I totally forgot about it. And he can't get to me because there's no cell phone.
Right.
And I don't find this out for like a week later.
Oh, shit.
I said, he said, God, what happened to me? I'm like, what meeting? He said, remember we had a meeting last week? I'm like, oh, shoot. I said, what'd you do for 2 hours? He said, I was counting your flowers. I was counting the color of your flowers. We're joking. True story. So now we develop a plan. All right? So I'm telling you all of this here. See, it's history. Okay? I need to take a test. So Sonny decides to move to New York. But people think he's moving to New York for 3 months because of Lamar, that's coming up, and Felipe, who's at St. John. It wasn't. It was for Kobe. What we would do, Sonny and I and Thad, we would get in our car, my car, drive to Villanova, go to the Villanova game. Steve Lapis, I think, was the coach, and Kerry Kittle was playing. Kerry Kittle played for Thad's grassroots team. Thad's team was from New Orleans, called the New Orleans Jazz.
Okay.
So we would go there, and in the auspices of, we went to go see Kerry Kittle play. Game is over, shook his hand. Kobe lived 5 minutes away.
That was the real reason.
That was the real reason.
Yep.
So we would go see Joe. Because we were trying to figure this thing out. And, obviously it happened, and the rest is history. But that's how that happened. And that once we made that guarantee that, okay, then we're going to go ahead and do this.
That's a dope story.
Okay, now, let me tell you the next step to that. Now, this one, I got secondhand. So, this isn't my word. I'm just telling you what I was told. Okay? When it happened, Phil Knight was like, who the blank was able to get Kobe? How the blank did this happen? And then people told him the relationship. Sonny had the grassroots teams. This guy, Gary, made it happen through the relationship. What do you think Phil Knight did then?
Called y'all, so let's get down together.
This is when the grassroots of EYBL of Nike started.
Makes sense.
Okay? And this is why, Nico, who's one of the top guys over there, I remember a couple years ago, I was like congratulating Nico about like, congratulations. I like Nico a lot. He said, no, thank you. And I looked at him like, why are you saying that? And he said, I know my history.
Respect.
Yeah, I appreciated that. Respect. Okay? So, no matter what you guys may think about whatever, man, you'll need to shake Sonny Vaccaro's hand every time you see him because that man helped create this whole grassroots landscape with EYBL, Under Armour, Adidas, and pretty soon, Puma. All right? Because I'll be damned if Puma's going to sign all these guys and not do something about it.
You letting the bag out. You letting the cat
Hey,
out the bag.
I'm just giving you...
You letting the Puma out the bag.
Listen, like I told you, I'm a facts guy. I'm not here to sugarcoat, lie about things. I'm just keeping it real. Okay? So, but the point though is, he created that world, and that's why I think that man does belong in the Hall of Fame. Okay? Because of all the things he did. He's also the first guy that gave college coaches shoe money.
Yep.
A lot of those guys have gotten rich over there. Okay, respect that. Put some respect on that man's name when you say it. He created a whole lot for a whole lot of us.
We're going to take a break on that one. we left off before we took a break on Sonny Vaccaro, which is a good segue because Sonny paved the way for the big tournament, or was involved in the big tournament, the ABCD camp and stuff like that. You run probably one of the more famous camps, tournaments now. So did you use Sonny as a benchmark and
without
also
a doubt,
blueprint for that?
Yeah, without a doubt, definitely the blueprint. Back in the 90s, same thing. There were three major things that Sonny did. ABCD camp, the Las Vegas Big Time Tournament, and the round ball All-American games, okay? So... Which was
running concurrently with the McDonald's game, wasn't it? Right?
Absolutely. Matter of fact, those were the two games everyone went to. So what was amazing is, I know people don't want to believe it, but a lot of kids would tell you that they had more fun or enjoyed the round ball more than they did the McDonald's. Because in the McDonald's game, the parents had to, say, pay for the banquet ticket. The parents had to get to the practice on their own. They had to pay for a ticket to get to the game. They had to do all kinds of things. At Sonny's game, you didn't. We had two buses. One bus was for the parents, one bus was for the players that took you to the practice. You didn't have to pay for the banquet. So there's a lot of things that we did. But Sonny's kind of like the mom and pop shop, so to speak, doing this thing. And, McDonald's was that big corporate thing. But the Kevin Garnett's, the Paul Pierce, the Vince Carter, all of them played in the round ball All-American game. Obviously Kobe, all played in there, and Stephon Marbury. I mean, the round ball American game.
I remember that. I used to come on ESPN.
Yeah, it was special.
That was a good game.
So those were the three things that Sonny did. So my event. So when Sonny stopped running the big time, that's when Dino's and I, and it was Dino's ideas. He came to me and he said, "Why don't we do an event?" And my only thing was that I still wanted to have a reason for us to still go out to Vegas to play. Just wanted to play. So Dino's and I put our heads together along and created a tournament at the time called the 548. And he knew this guy named Grant Rice, who is the AD now, and also the high school coach at Bishop Gorman High School, which is an unbelievable school.
It's a great facility.
By the way, as a matter of fact, Snoop Dogg's son played football at that school. So the three of us, let's go to work. And we made it happen. So a year ago, we decided we need to part ways with Dino's. Grant and I did. So we did. But in order to do this properly, we had to change the name from 548 to something else. So I called Sonny and Pam and asked them, would they have a problem if Grant and I use the big time,
the name,
right? Bring the old school back, all right, and incorporate together. And Sonny said, I always told you the only person I would ever let use some of my stuff. Let's do it. Let's go.
Right.
And so Sonny's not involved with that, but he decided on it.
Right,
so we changed the name.
Right.
And it was unreal.
Now, how many years have you been?
So if you want to include the 548 in the big time, that was year 10. Okay, that was year 10 that it's been in existence.
Now, you're without a major sneaker
no shoe companies.
Right.
Okay, and I'm not saying that somebody would have done it, but that's also done on purpose, because now if you bring in a shoe company, then the other two shoe companies may not allow their teams or let their teams come and play in an event.
Right.
So I have purposely done that.
Right.
To stay away, from that. I have a relationship with all three shoe companies because obviously I was there from day one when all this stuff, started. And I have a relationship with a lot of guys because a lot of those guys I helped create by saying, Sonny, take this team, take that team, take that team. Now since that time, some of them ended up leaving Adidas and now they're with Nike. Right. People think they all were. No, it didn't. That's not the way it was. There was only one shoe company at the time, which was Adidas, that was doing something Grassroots. So of course now these other guys built themselves, and then people started, getting the best deal for themselves. But my relationship's still the same.
Right, I apply the same theory when I do the training. So I'm not affiliated with any particular AAU program or any CYO, but then the other CYO won't send their kids to be trained. So I just stay independent. I'm cool with everybody. Right. And if you want your kid to get better, send them to me.
Send them your way.
Right, and then we go from there.
That's right. It's not the personnel. This is just business.
Yeah, you can't do that. So you're without a sneaker deal, but which is excellent because last summer, with the help of social media.
Yep.
Your tournament went crazy.
Yeah, it did.
And went crazy, particularly over 2 games, 1 or 2 games.
Right.
The Jalen Suggs versus Cade Cunningham.
Yeah.
Someone supposedly dropped 50.
Woo.
I need to see the box score. I seen the highlights. I seen the box. I need to see the box.
Well, you know,
because that was a crazy looking game.
Here's the deal, okay? Like I said, I'm a facts guy, so I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. I'm just gonna keep it real, and I think we need to do that. And here's the other thing. I'm gonna give you a little background before I really get into it. Is this or that? I remember in growing up, we had to take history class. So we had to learn about Christopher Columbus. We found out that was a lie. You know, we had to take all this history class, and we found out things like that's not true. That's not what really happened now. But that's the way I was learning. So I want to make sure that when we talk about history, I'm telling the truth. So when they go in the book, they're going in the book as facts, because that's what we have to be. Okay, we're the gatekeepers. And what I also want to tell players is this: that when we went to school, we had to learn our history to become better people. So players, you want to become better basketball players, then you need to understand your history in regard to grassroots basketball, how all this became the way it is. So, you know, so back to the story. Jalen Suggs was at USA, okay? Because USA was also doing their thing the same time as we were. Jalen Suggs went and got measured and everything else, jumped on a plane, all right, and came straight to our gym. If you don't know who Jalen Suggs is, you know, he's now ranked like a top 6 player in the country. I think he's top 5, whatever. And he just committed to Gonzaga. Phenomenal ball player. He dropped about 40 points. Okay. I think it was 50. I think he dropped about 40. But here's the thing. The kid jumped off a plane. All right. And as I said to his people, there was a point that I could see this kid was tired. And he bent down on his knees for 2 seconds. And then he got back up, let's go.
Let's go.
And I said, that's what I'm talking about. See, I look at those things. Like people say sometimes, what makes a player, what doesn't make a ball player, whatever. I see like certain things I remember, whether it was Kobe or even Kevin Garnett. Like I have Kevin Garnett stories. I remember when I saw Kevin for the first time, and I'm thinking, oh my God. His ferociousness was what drew me to him and what I saw, okay? Jalen was a kid, you could tell to me, that had the energy of a college. I mean, I refuse to lose, or I refuse to whatever. Like he just, like, he has a chip on his shoulder.
Right.
He plays with a chip on his
shoulder. No, you can see it in the video.
Okay.
In the video.
Then now you had Cade Cunningham, and Cade is putting on the show. And I remember there was a move that he made, and after he made it, he went on. You know, this is what they're doing. I like, call me. You know, like call me, okay? And the place is going wild, and they're going back and forth. But here's the deal, though. While this is going on, there's couple other kids. So you had Greg Brown, who played for, you know, the Texas team, Texas Titans.
Yep.
He's put on the show. He's dunking all over the place and everything. I don't think he's made a decision yet. And he's a top 10 player. I'm like, well, but check this out. Now, Jalen Suggs is playing for Grassroots Scissors. So it's an unarmed team.
Right. I want to talk about that.
Okay?
Yeah.
It's an unarmed team, and I do this on purpose. Okay, there's an unarmed team versus Texas Titans, which is a Nike team. Right? I purposely do that because these guys don't get a chance to play each other all year.
Right.
So now I'm purposely mixing up Adidas versus Nike, Nike versus Adidas, Adidas versus Under Armour, and all of that, okay? And on our Wednesday, it's called Showcase Night. So we just set up these special games, like with these special matchups. That sets up the rest of the week.
No, that's a fire idea.
Okay? That's what we do. So every year, everyone knows, like, Gary, come on, man, let me in. So we do this every year. Like 2 years ago, we did, and I'll get back to the story, we did the number 1 team for Adidas, the Compton Magic, versus the number 1 Nike team, which was Team Takeover out of DC. Both unbelievable team. The game goes into overtime. And Compton Magic ends up winning, I think, by a point. But in a phenomenal game with the kid Evan Mobley.
Mobley, right.
Phenomenal game, okay? And everyone's in the gym, including Coach Cade, standing up, watching this game. Wednesday night is our night, matchup night. Okay,
right, so I need to get out there Wednesday night then.
Wednesday night is the night in which the special showcase came. So now, but here's the other thing. But there's another kid that's putting on the show. I'm like, this kid is balling. But the kid's swag, special. This particular kid I'm talking about.
Okay.
I'm like, hold up, man. This kid is walking like he's black. He got this swag. dude, man, this is 7-footer, white kid named Chet Holmgren.
Chet, who needs to eat some food. He's
gotta get some weight. But my man, he's walking around like, hey, I belong here too. I could ball just like y'all guys. Put on a show. So that game, people are still talking about it.
I'm again still talking about it.
They're still talking about that game.
Somebody sent me the video again, just to remind me how ill that game was.
No, dude. Special game.
No, they told me.
And I've had a lot of them, but that one.
So that's
it was that one.
That was the one.
Okay, with that's one of them on that night. Okay, then now what's the next one you want to ask about? I'll tell you about the other because you said it was another game you want.
No, it was 2 Jalen games. He played against.
There was that game, but then the next there was also a game in which was it Kuminga? I think Kuminga's game was special also. Jonathan Kuminga played that night. Okay, but people forget. How about this? Emoni Bates played that night. I think he had 35. So he played in a showcase game. So he's with his Nike team, Bates Fundamental, and they went up against the Under Armour team with these 2 twins called the Bewleys. They're about 6'7", 6'8". You know those guys.
This game right here. Suggs solidified himself as a top 5 player. I don't know who he's playing. He must be just highlights. It's just highlights. Yeah.
No.
Oh, did he battle this kid right here? Who's the kid? BJ Boston. BJ Boston, all right.
Dude, let me just say this. He's real hard. He's better than all right. Okay. There were so many great games at that time because the kid, Leftwich, did a dunk. I've never seen it before in my life. And you mentioned about the exposure that we received. I got to thank my daughter and a young lady named Alexis Robinson, who's my PR director. They handle all the PR on social media. And Dominique, my daughter, put everything out there on social media. She was on it and everything was there. We had 600,000 Google search for the big time tournament.
Really?
600,000. Okay. We were on ESPN twice for top 10 plays. Okay. Including the number 1 player. I think the number 1 player was when LeBron decided to go up late line and started. We were on Entertainment Tonight. Wendy Williams, TMZ Sports. I did an interview on TMZ Sports. We were just on everything. Like social media just went crazy. And I gotta tell you this: the kid, Josh Christopher, and Jalen Green, dude, they put on a show of a lifetime together with Vegas Elite.
Because a friend of mine is in Jalen Green's camp.
Okay.
And he was supposed to come out to New York.
Okay.
To do it. Dykeman was doing their something. I don't know, one of the Dykeman games, right? He said, "Nah, bro, we're going to Vegas to team up with Josh." Next thing I look on social media, I said, "Oh my God!"
I gotta tell you this: I had to on Twitter thank those 2 guys for what they accomplished for us, in the big time. Because I can't tell you how many calls I've gotten from people now. We're back. We'll be back this summer because they watched the show that these guys were, putting on, and I'm telling you, they put on a show for the ages. I've been around for a long time, and it was unreal. But it was almost like next game, because now all of a sudden, he comes Ronnie in them.
Yeah, so they raised the bar each game.
Dude, they kept raising the bar, and I tell you what I remember is that Bonnie and them were playing. They finished playing, they win the game. Dude, they stayed so they could watch, and LeBron stayed so he could watch.
Oh my God!
You understand?
Rich Paul was there.
I didn't see Rich. Rich wasn't there, but Savannah was there. Gloria was there. His mom.
So the whole family.
And the whole family was there, and I hadn't seen Gloria in years. So it was awesome, honestly, to catch up with Gloria to see. What's her name was there? Shawnee, Shaq's wife. She's there, and she's there with her boys. Okay, one was at UCLA now. They're there. So guys were just coming from all over. And like one of the big names who everyone's talking about now, Mikey Williams, who plays in the Sun with Compton Magic, who's, I don't know, I think he's got like 80,000, 100,000 followers now.
Right.
He's there. He wants a piece. Nate Robinson shows up, and he's killing me. Nate's killing me.
Yeah.
So Nate had a team, but they were in another event. So he's like, come on, man, let's play a game. I'm like, Nate, just come to us. Nate said, nah, we want to play now. But I loved it, because that's what Nate reminded me of, because I remember Nate when we played against him back in the days. And I was like, hey, man, you still got the same fire.
Yeah, you're the same person.
So everyone's coming in the gym. In which way now we have to worry about closing it down. because the fire marshal might close it down. So the place is just, packed. So I literally had to flip it to one court. Just because of the attention that we were getting.
Oh, no.
And the games that we were getting. Then my boy Chad Bagel from Nike, he came.
Yep.
He flew in. Vince Baldwin from Nike, he flew in. Paul Biancotti of ESPN himself. He's there watching this. And Clark Francis, Hoop Scoop, who was probably maybe one of the first scouts, is there. And they both said it was the best non-live tournament that they've ever been to. Okay? Ever been to. That's what not my words, their words that they put out there on social media.
I'm telling you, my friend who was in Jalen's camp was streaming it on his he's texting me like, yo, look, he's FaceTime like, yo, look, it's crazy like this, like this. I was like, oh!
It was.
And I'm a basketball head. I was like, yo, it's crazy.
The excitement, of it all. And the kids are having fun. The kids are enjoying the moment. Every team is enjoying the aspect. And I'm watching Emoni Bates watching it. And by the way, Emoni is the next one.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, is he the next one?
He's the next one, okay? And I'm watching his facial expression and everything like.
He's like, I want this.
Yeah.
I want this.
Not like I'm good. Dude, I told you, in his game, he had 35.
Yeah, I want this.
All right? Okay, but he played one of the earlier showcase games, all right? And people forget about that because the Jalen Suggs, the Cade Cunningham, and the John Kaminga and all those guys game and the Vegas Elite. That's what it was. I think it was Jonathan Kaminga and it was a Moody Elite. Okay? Under Armour versus Vegas Elite, which is Nike. So they put on a show, and I think people forgot, yeah, dude, we just saw a young kid with 35. Okay? That was
they say he's the next one.
Reminds me of Penny Hardaway.
Right.
Okay, that's
just a little taller.
All right.
What is it, 6?
Well, I think people forget Penny was like 6'7", 6'8", man.
Yeah,
people forget that.
That's
okay?
true. We were looking at like 6'5".
No. Penny was 6'7", 6'8", and people don't understand that if not for his back, we'll still be talking how special Penny Hardaway,
Although we're going back, I think he was the only person that scared Mike.
Penny Hardaway was that guy.
I think he's not scared.
Yeah, but I understand.
That Mike had to pay attention to.
Had to pay attention to.
Yeah, not scared.
Penny Hardaway, again, young fellas, was that guy.
They just think he's a Memphis coach.
They just think he's a Memphis coach.
Yeah.
No. Penny was that dude. Little Penny. Go take a look at the old commercials. Little Penny, and he was doing the commercials with Tyra Banks. You don't understand Tyra Banks. That's another story. Okay?
Yeah, that's a hell of a story too. So how do you?
So Emoni's that guy.
How do you duplicate that energy synergy that because it sounds like you brought old rock New York City back into the desert of Vegas.
That's what we did.
How do you get that back?
So it's funny because Josh Crystal was there. Just literally asked me that a couple weeks ago in Vegas at the Top Canyon Classic. He literally just asked me that. He said, "How you gonna top that?"
Yeah.
All right. I said, "Can you get your son to play another year?"
Uh-huh.
I said, "Can you do that for me?" All right. So we're laughing about that. You know what, Mark? Every year you think about it, you try to figure out how you're gonna make this thing happen, and somehow there's another kid, another team who helps you make it happen.
Right.
What I do is I give them the platform, and I continue. I'm a guy who continue to adapt. Like people, keep asking, how do you do it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, how do you, continue? How do you work in this landscape? So on, and I there's a motto that I go by, which is that success doesn't care about your failures.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't care about your excuses.
No, that's a great one.
So I just keep it moving, okay? So I find ways to make it happen. So like another word, as the year progressed, I literally wait a couple weeks before the event and say, okay, yeah, you, like these are the teams. Because everyone wants to come in, but I'm like, you're playing the showcase, you're going to play the showcase, you're going to play the showcase. And what I've done the last couple of years is that I've incorporated Paul Biancotti to say, hey, Paul, what should be the matchups?
Mm-hmm.
I want to get his opinion because obviously he's out there. He's Mr. ESPN Grassroots, in the top 100. What do you think? And we talk about it. God, this would be a great matchup. This guy, this guy, that's what I need to see. Because, see, he didn't get a chance to really see Jalen Suggs and Chet Holmgren last year. And that's why I wanted him to come. I need you to come and see him.
Right.
Okay? So now, he came, he said, oh my God, everything you said there, Wes, I told you. So I'm doing it. Like last, another kid people now talking about, who might put his name in the draft is MECCA, okay? Who played for Dream Vision. He's there. All right? So all these guys I understand are coming. But here's something sometimes guys forget. There's guys who could play and there's guys who bring excitement for the fans.
Right.
All right. So I always have to remember that. Okay, these are excitement guys that's gonna bring people to the stand that people are gonna want to see. All right. So I figure it out. I make it happen. That's my job.
Yep.
Okay. I'm the Don King, so to speak, of grassroots basketball in figuring this out how to make this thing work. And I'm, obviously the guy who I try to get along with everyone. I try to stay above the fray.
Right.
As best as I can.
It's hard, but I got you.
It's hard, but I try to stay, above that. All right. So every year things change. Now, like a very good friend of mine, Tony Curlo, who runs NY2LA. He runs a great organization and he runs programs out there in the Midwest. He runs a league. Actually, he runs a league like the EYBL. Yeah. But his team, so his teams are like the next tier team in his league. NY2LA.
So what is he? So he's comparable to Zero Gravity, or is he?
Yeah. So he also has a team called Phenom University, which is a Nike sponsored team, where he has the kid, number 3 kid, Patrick Baldwin. Okay. So he's already said, Gary, we're coming. So they're coming. You have the Atlanta Celtics, which is Adidas team. They have a kid who's number 5 in the country. Said, we're coming. Atok told me, he's coming. Compton Magic. All right. We Are One, which is one of the top Under Armour teams, said, we're coming. So my point is, sometimes, man, it's they make it happen. The Grassroots Scissors, who I've been with for years, because I'm the one that gave Jalen Suggs the platform to play. The first time when coaches first saw the kid, so to speak, and my boy Brian Sandifer, who runs the program, said, come on, man, give us a break, give us a moment. I'm like, come on, man. And finally, I'm like, all right, come on over. I'll give you a game in this gym. I put him late, and Jalen started bowling. And maybe he was 14, and people, coach was like,
who's that? Who's that? Under the book.
So because of that, Brian and Jalen's dad, Larry, have been my boy since. And they were the first one, like I had someone that said, we don't care what's going on with the NCAA. We're going to be in Vegas. And then there was a couple other guys who, my people, they're going to support me. They're coming. And they did. Okay? And I remember Vegas Elite. Obviously Vegas is in Vegas. And my boy Brian Sitter, who runs the program, he said to me that, Gary, I got something for you. And I said, all right, whatever, man. But you're my man, so I trust you. It turned out to be Josh and Jalen.
It was a late situation. He was on his way to New York.
Okay.
Yeah, he was on his way.
So I didn't know that was going to, happen. So that's what I mean when I say
you just the next one, next man up.
Next man up.
Next man up.
Okay. And Lord willing, I think we'll get Emoni again. So he's that special one. I want to be able to give them that special platform that they all deserve. To keep it going. And then here's the big thing. As I tell people, we're also in Vegas. Okay, in which parents want to be in Vegas, kids want to be in Vegas. Right. And I think this is where the NCAA missed the boat with the things that they try to create.
The USA. I mean, not the USA. The different colleges.
The different camps that they're doing. They get 200 to 300 kids in each particular area. So now you have the top guys, and then you have the other kids. And what's happening is now you have the top guys playing against these other kids, and the games aren't as good because those kids aren't ready for the top guys. Right. The top guys definitely, it's not going the other way, so it messes up the whole thing. Right. So to speak. So that's an issue. Right. But because the EYBL has done a phenomenal job in their league, and a decent Under Armour have done their thing with their championship and everything, at the end, kids just want to enjoy themselves, and now they want to go play, against other guys. When I grew up, when we finished playing at this park, we'll get on our bikes and go
to that park.
To that park to go against different competition. That's the way it was, right?
That's how it should be.
So it's the same thing. So now these kids let me go to Vegas because now I'm going to get a chance to play against other people. I remember one time, I want to say it was Jay Wright said this to me. This was years ago. We created a game. We had Team Takeover out of DC, Nike. DC, at that time they were DC Assault. Now they're DC Premier. Under Armour. 2 top programs out of DC. Both of them were extremely good. I had them play a showcase game. And J-Rod was like, God damn it, I gotta come all the way to Vegas
To see a DC game?
just to see a DC game?
Right.
I did the same thing in Philly. I'm in the Philly team. I had Philly Pride, which was unarmed team, versus K-Lo.
K-Lo, yeah.
Okay,
Adidas?
which is Adidas,
Right,
Kyle
right,
Lowry's
right,
program.
right.
I had them play against each other. I did the same thing. I remember these guys were pissed. I'm like, I don't give a crap. You're pissed. You're playing this game. I had
You did it.
No, I'm sorry. I had was it New York Reds? Okay.
Who did they have?
Nike. I think that's when they had Devontae was on the team. Devontae Green was on the
So
team.
it was Raleigh?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was those guys.
Yep.
And I had them play against New Heights.
Who they have?
Remember? Because you know what? Because sometimes, man, I don't even have time to look at. Oh, you know what? It just went through my mind too who they had. You know? No. Because New Heights is meant, I was going to say Moses. They had Moses.
Right.
So they had Moses,
Yeah.
all right? So I purposely set these things up, all right? Like, and I remember another great game that same year was Dennis Smith and Bam Adebayo. That was team loaded, Adidas, versus they played Team Canada that had Don Maker.
Yeah, I remember that game, yeah.
So that's what we do.
Yeah, I remember that game.
You know, based on, you know, what this
we were just interrupted with our phones kept ringing. And I know my phone rings a lot. I'm quite sure your phone just goes crazy.
It never stops. I used to ask Sonny all the time, how do you even do this, okay? Now I know, okay, because it just never stops. But I'll tell you what's crazy about it is that I deal with a lot of people from the West Coast. So my phone literally keeps ringing until like 1 in the morning.
Yeah, so it's, what time is it? 6
It's 3
o'clock?
hours. It's
So
3 hours.
So 3.
Oh, it's not 2 o'clock.
They just starting right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it never stops. Never stops.
So go back. You said the next one coming up, Emoni Bates. I know I lost track of where we left off, but you said it's going to grow. Where do you envision the program on your tournament in the next 5 years? And can we get more New York teams out there?
Yeah, you know what? Yes,
Because the
definitely.
he got 1 more year.
Yeah, he's got 1 more year. So Lord willing, he'll be out there. I'm close to his guys. I think he'll be back. You know, this year. I was just talking to Derman yesterday. So he wants to bring Riverside, you know, out there. You know, next year. So I know there's a team from Long Island, 4th season. They always come open season. They always come, you know, out there. So we get a couple guys. There was actually a couple New York teams.
Lightning was out there last year?
Lightning didn't come, but it's funny. Shandu and them were out there the first year that we had it. They were, you know, out there. Okay, I would love to get them again. We're at the point in which we got our teams. A year ago, we had 1,000 teams.
Oh my goodness!
From all over the world. Like we had teams over the years that's coming from China. There's a team that's already signed up coming in from New Zealand. We've had a team coming from Spain, different part of Asia. So what I envision is that's where we will be at. We'll continue.
So international.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and what I would like to do maybe at some point is to maybe get it like in a convention center. I would like to do that, but keep the ambiance of Bishop Gorman.
Right.
You know, other top guys.
Yeah.
What people don't know is that we have teams that's coming in from ages 9 all the way up. Like for example, while all that was going on, let me also tell you this: that Matt Barnes, he brought his team in, and I think this kid's like 9, 11, whatever. They won it.
Really, I didn't know that.
They not only did they win it, the damn guy got a goddamn tech in his championship game. I'm like, God damn it, Matt, you just don't stop.
That's him.
But you know, I laugh. I'm like, hey, you can only be you, right?
That's you.
They won a championship.
That's crazy.
They won a championship. You know, and you know what? Derek Fisher was there too. That's another story. But he was there, and then J.R. Ryder was there with his team. They won their particular age group, and I'm talking about the young ones now. And he might have won like maybe the 12. Okay, so you have NBA guys who show up with the team. Like Kenny Smith used to be there every year with his kid. Kenny Smith kind of like grew up in the 548. You look at the tapes of the 548, you'll see Kenny there every year.
Right, because his son was there. Does he have a younger one now?
Now he has a young one
right now.
2 years ago, he called me up. He said, I'm bringing a second grade. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? He's got a young kid.
Wow.
So I watched Kenya Martin. You know, coming through, with his guys, I want to say 3-4 years, maybe longer than that. Penny Hardaway, Memphis team, won, I think it was a 15 and under championship against DC, at the time it was DC Assault, who was ranked as the #1 15 and under team. When they won the championship, Kenny rolled on the ground with the team hugging him. You would have thought he had just won the NBA championship.
Himself, right?
And that's what I love about these guys. Russell Westbrook would come every year. So Russell sponsored Team Why Not, Nike guy, and my boy Reggie Moss, one of my favorite guys in the world, runs that program. And so all those guys are there. D Wade was there a couple years ago with his son, with Each One Teach One. Amari Stoudemire was there with his son. His son was playing in the 13.
All those people you're naming, I've seen at Made Hoops events.
Have you?
And Jason Richardson has been there.
There you go. Jay Rich was there a year ago when
Nate Robb was there a couple of times. And I'm saying that because I work a couple of those camps and stuff like that. So I see those guys coming through.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow,
and they sponsor, so Lance came, Stevenson, because they live in Vegas now. All right, so his brother is young. He has young brothers, not bad. So his family, those are my people. Lance played for me. So matter of fact, I put him with Vegas Elite, okay, young program. So he comes stolen in. All these guys come stolen in because we start the Wednesday right after the Summer League is over. So these guys hang around. Melo and Lala used to come every year because their little guy was playing.
Right.
In our event. So they would be there every single year, consistently. And I love that, watching these parents sit there rooting for their kids.
Now, that's something important that actually ties into your legacy, where the guys that know you from when they played, now they're bringing, they trust you in your program and your platform, they're bringing them back.
And you know what I think about, like, having to name the big time. And here's LeBron, who played in the big time, and now his son just played in the big time.
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
Okay? All right, and what people don't understand is that when Sonny started this in the early 90s, 91, 92, that was the big time, and that Kobe played in it. LeBron played in it. Russell Westbrook played in it. Melo, Lamar. Okay, all these guys, this is the event that they all played in. Now here they come, they're bringing their guys in. They're like, this is when I played in this.
I'm going to tell you, that makes me feel old, only because when I do it on the training side, like I train a young lady or a young man, now they're bringing their kid to me.
How about that?
I'm like, holy S. I'm old as S. Still doing the same stuff. So that's legacy. I think that's legacy on your behalf.
Like guys, guys keep, sorry y'all, just never stop. Don't do me a favor, call your brother Sean. So, guys who play for me now, they introduce me to their kids.
Right.
Their kids are playing. It's like, hey, I want to bring my kid up. I'm like, oh my God, it's been that long.
You feel old, right?
Because you know what? When we were doing these things, we were just doing it. Like now, people have degrees.
Right.
Sports management degree. There was no such thing as sports management degree when we were coming. We were just doing our thing. And now, one time I had one of my former players or someone who said, Coach, I'm watching you on TV. I'm like, what do you mean? They said they're showing Soul Man because that was part of what he had to learn for his degree.
That's crazy.
And I'm like, oh, this is crazy.
That's crazy.
Okay. Now, I don't know who's teaching these courses, but
that's crazy.
We were out there in the trenches just making things happen.
That's crazy. You guys can become like an actual class on how to develop and cultivate something to make it to where it is now. That'd be like a great class. And I think the Big East also, like what Gavitt, what he did.
David
also,
Gavitt, that was unreal.
It'd
never be matched.
Never. If you guys, together, that'd be a great class.
No, you know what? And this is why I keep saying about the Vegas thing, in which we're able to combine EYBL teams, Under Armour team,
right.
and Adidas team.
Just cross-brand.
And non-shoe teams.
Yeah, that's great.
There's a bunch of whole non-shoe teams who are pretty damn good too.
That's nice, man.
Who all we all coming together for one purpose. Let's go have some fun. Yep. Let's go make this thing happen.
Yep.
Okay, so it's been tremendous. I couldn't get a better partner than I have right now in Grant Rice. In doing this, I couldn't do it without him. My whole family is involved. Okay, when I say my whole family, I mean my whole family.
That's dope too.
Even like my mother, all right, my brothers, they're all involved. With this, we employ like 100 people to make this thing happen. We use like 21 different gyms.
No, I see.
Okay, to make it happen. Okay, and you're only as good as the people you surround yourself with to make this thing happen, and that's why we've been able to really get this thing going here in in Vegas.
Now, what's next for you? And you mentioned that you're going to try to go more international. What's after that? Like, because someone's going to try to duplicate what you're doing.
Sure.
Right, and that's, they say imitation is the greatest form of
flattery. Absolutely.
What's going to be the next avenue for you? Are you going to do something in the fall? I know you do something in April, early April.
So currently, like tomorrow I have my high school event.
Yep.
Tomorrow, the Gauchos Hoop Classic at Adelphi.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking about maybe growing that, to make it instead of 1 day, maybe make it a 2-day, event. I've been shy about, maybe doing that, but I think I might do that, next year. I'm now involved with another event in Louisville called the Grassroots Showcase.
That's in April, right?
That's in April.
Yep.
And we believe we're going to have over 500 teams for that because we're doing it in one convention center in Louisville. And actually, Adidas rented 10 courts from, one of my partners, Tucker O'Neill, to do their own thing in there.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, on that first week in April. So the top Adidas teams are going to be in the same building we're going to be in.
So it's live?
It's live.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a live weekend. So that's going to be taken off because a whole lot of teams already signed up. Matter of fact, I told Tucker the other day, hey, slow up because we got to save some spot for some of the better guys who are going to, want to come.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I think down the line we might expand that, and then Grant and I will continue to figure out how to keep improving the big time. And my daughters are going to play a major part in that just because they're younger.
My daughter.
They know
how are you?
they know what's going on, and like she'll tell me, "No, Daddy, we need to do this."
Right.
Okay, because one of the things we talked about, hey, let's do a dunk contest, this year. So I'm constantly looking to improve things and get things bigger and better. But one of the things I've said to people that there's other events going on. Is I told people it's better for us to have them all in one place. I've always been a proponent of that. Let's have Burger King, Wendy's, McDonald's together in that food court because then it just brings all the crowd.
Right.
Okay? And some days you like Burger King, the next day you like Wendy's. I'm okay with that.
Right.
It is what it is.
Right.
I can't take everyone. So we need to have another place so other people can play. We're supposed to be about the kids. And I try not to ever forget that golden rule that it is supposed to be about the kids, right, guys? I mean, let's not our egos get in the way. But I've always said this also. It's been a lot easier for me to say no to a lot of things because I was working on Wall Street. I always had a day job. So even when Kobe's family said, "Hey Gary, you own with us. You're gonna be part of the agent." All right. I said no. I wanted to be able to raise my kids. That was worth more money to me than anything else. So, but again, I was in a position that I was working on Wall Street. I could make that decision. I've never regretted it, for a moment.
No, I think that's actually the biggest thing. Giving back to the youth and particularly your kids, they're important.
Absolutely.
They're important.
Absolutely.
So now you're a gatekeeper.
Right.
There aren't that many gatekeepers across. Everyone would like to think themselves as a gatekeeper.
Right.
Let's preface that.
Right.
But you're probably one of the few gatekeepers throughout. Can you make a call to a college that said you need to check out this one kid?
Without a doubt.
And that kid, and I asked this to Munch because Munch is, he's becoming a gatekeeper in some capacity also. Can you call this college and they say, "I got Gary Stamp," and they respect that phone call?
I don't know if I ever told Devontae Green this story, and my boy Chuck could back me up on this. Chucky Martin, who's out of South Carolina. He called me one day. Don't want to think he wanted this. Keys. They called me up about Chuck Martin. About Devontae.
Yep.
What do you think about Devontae? We want to take him to Indiana. Tom Crean wanted to get your opinion. And I said that 2 years ago, I would have told you no. Because he was up and down and, just things he wasn't doing. And then I said, but he's matured. And I see a lot of potential in this young man. And obviously, I knew I was biased, but I wasn't because I had coached his other two, brothers, Danny and Shadi, Bishara. So I said, you need to take him. The next day they called him, we're giving you a scholarship. So, yeah, and I'm real careful.
Oh, you can't do everyone.
Everyone. And I tell the guys, and, funny you mentioned Munch because Munch to me is one of the guys who does the listen. And Munch would call me once a month to say, "Legend, we need to have one of our meetings." And I respect that because Munch is that guy now, but he keeps coming to me trying to absorb more. Okay, so we talk about these things, a lot. Okay, how do you navigate this? How do you navigate that? And how do you stay away from the weed? So to speak. Now, the other thing I think is extremely important for people to, understand with the college coaches. We all came up together. I chose this route, but there's a lot of guys who are agents now who were with me when I started. I just kept going this way, or guys who are coaches. Mickey Cronin and I, who's the head coach at UCLA, used to work together at ABCD camp. Mike Brown, who is now the assistant coach at Golden State, Mike was one of my guys at ABCD. He used to be one of the coaches who worked out the college guys because we would bring in
afterwards, after the session was over.
No, what we would do with the college guys, we would get the top college guys, bring them in. They would work out in the morning. See, the ABCD games didn't start until 2.
That's when they hooped.
So they hooped in the morning. Okay, George Carl was the head coach, the head guy, and there was an assistant coach named Tim Gergovich, and Tim Gergovich would tell us, "Look, I'm bringing this guy, I'm bringing that guy." I'm like, "Fine." So those guys under my leadership, because I would tell them, "Guys, start this time, got to do this, whatever." Here's how we structuring everything. So that was my responsibility with them. And then I would tell them which team they were going to coach, because they would be a coach with one of the teams. The college guys would be the guys that kept the score clock for me. Okay,
that was their job.
All right. So Mike was one of the coaches back then. Like, "Mike, I need you in this drill." So I can call Mike. "Yo, Mike, here's what's up." Okay, that's my point to you. Like Neil Shea is the general manager of Portland. Well, he worked at ABCD. Came out, he's like, "Yo, Neil, I'm picking you this year to coach one of the All-Star games." "Which team?" "That team." "Oh, damn it, guy, I want the other team."
Yeah.
"Neil, you coaching that goddamn team." We all boys. So all of us came up together.
So your tree is crazy then?
Dude, I start from the Sonny tree, who obviously had whatever, and now here's me, who I'm his right-hand guy. I'm like his son to him now, because we still talk 4 times a week. So all these dudes, we all came up. And as I said, like Steve Mills, that's my guy. We grew up together. Scott Perry, who's the general manager. Scott Perry recruited Zendon. So we go back that far. That's my dude.
Tell Steve I need to holler at him about, I got some ideas. Some ideas.
Steve will probably watch it. Steve, did you hear that? So,
holler at me.
Okay, so all these guys who are on all these different teams, when we see each other, like, we look at each other. Or even if I see Melo, like, "Yo, Melo, we beat you in the big, like, we beat Melo in the big time, in the semifinal." I used to tease him every year about that. It's awesome because we all remember these things and we discuss it. And what's amazing? No matter how old you get, you don't forget.
No, not at all.
You don't forget those things.
Right.
And you discuss it. Okay, I'm just like, dude, there was a year, literally, it's All-Star weekend, and this agent Dan Fagan, God bless his soul, because he passed. Okay, Dan was having a luncheon or dinner. I go in there, I walk in, and there's a table, and Mark Cuban is there. There were a couple NBA coaches in there. Kiki Vandeweghe, who now is working in the NBA. Kiki, by the way, Kiki was a bad boy. So nice. Kiki's there. So Kiki's in there also. Drew Gooden was there. There's a couple NBA guys. But Kobe's at, let's say, a table like that, eating with his wife, but because it was all private. All right? So I go over there to go talk to Kobe, say what's up. I hadn't seen Kobe in some years at that time. And he says to his wife, "Yeah, we used to be this team." I was like, "Here you go, Kobe."
Yeah,
So here you go. My point to it, haven't forgotten. So now, Andrew Gooden starts with some stories. And he's like, "Yeah, we used to beat you." I'm like, "No, you didn't. You damn sure didn't," right? So, because he played with the Oakland Soldiers. And we're laughing, and now we're swapping stories, and he's like, now he's talking about Lamar. He's talking about other guys, and I said, "Damn, man, you know everyone on my team, man. You sure? I know you didn't beat us." Kobe interjects right foot again. So we're going back and forth.
That's beautiful.
Okay, with these stories. Beautiful. And here is guys who are in the NBA, don't even have to think about it. That's what we're doing. They don't forget, man.
No, they don't forget. And you could tell at press conferences, Kobe remembers everything. every play. This time I went to the right. Last time he did this to me, all that stuff. But he's a savant.
He's a savant.
He's a savant.
He's a savant. But so is Bonnie. He's a savant too.
All those players, like you mentioned, all of those guys remember those memorable games. Particularly when you're going against somebody that's of your ilk. Like if you're going Melo against, not that it happened, Melo against Kobe. Like, oh, I remember that game.
Dude, Kobe, like Kobe have said numerous of times on TV, I played on the greatest, grassroots team ever. I got that Kobe. So Kobe.
Oh, that's the Vince Carter. Tim Thomas.
It is true.
Right.
So Kobe actually played in a team, San Ryan, San Ryan out of Philly. It was him and Richard Hamilton. That was the backcourt. That was their team. But there was a special tournament that Rob Kennedy of Hoop Group threw in Florida for kind of like the national championship. So my boy Jimmy Salmon, who coaches Tim Thomas Players Club, Tim Thomas, whichever name you go by now, all right. And he had Tim Thomas. Vince Carter's his cousin, so they had Vince, and they recruited Kobe. So they did all go play together.
It was somebody on someone else. It was Cole, Vince, Tim, and Rip. It was somebody else. I don't remember.
I don't remember, but dude,
we don't remember that fifth person.
Did they need anybody else?
Yeah.
So
we don't remember Tito.
Yeah, right, exactly. Okay. So they were that damn good, but see, he didn't forget though.
Right.
Now, to tell you another famous story. Kobe and I, the press conference is held that he's signing with Adidas deal down in Soho. We make the announcement, okay? And there's two things I remember about that time. So Kobe and I, in the evening, we're getting a little bored. Kobe said, "Mr. Charles, can we take a walk on,
Down the city, right.
Because we were a couple blocks away. So now we're walking on 42nd Street in Times Square. We're walking.
Oh, let me stop. This is not the 42nd Street that we guys know today. This is a different 42nd Street back in, 97, 98.
That's right. That's right. It was like 96.
96, okay.
Kobe, so we're walking, and some people actually recognize him now, but they didn't recognize because it was Kobe. They recognized because he had just went out on the prom with Brandy, at the time. And we're talking, and he said, "Mr. Charles, where do you think I'm going to go in the draft?" I said, "Kobe, I think you're going to be the third guy in your position that's going to go." Okay? And he said, "What two guys are better than me?" All right? Now understand this. People, I want you to understand, this kid is 17 years old. I want you to think if you're 17 that you're saying this about you. You're going to the NBA, and I'm telling you some college guys who are better than you. In your mind, I'm not telling you they're better than you, but in your mind, you're better than them. How can they be better? So I said, "Well, Kobe, Kerry Kittle's going to go before you." Okay? So he goes, "Okay, I respect that," because he respected Kerry. And I said, "Antoine Walker is gonna go to you. He's 6'8", just won the national championship. He's gonna go ahead of you too." I said, "Matter of fact, he's gonna be the first one. That's gonna go down. It's gonna be Kerry." We walked like another 15 feet. He put his arms out like this to stop me. He turns around and he said, "Mr. Charles, Antoine's not better than me." And I'm looking at this 17-year-old kid. Like, are you kidding me? If I ever had any doubt that he was that dude, because my name was on the line, he had erased it.
Yeah, it's gone.
Because that's what you gotta have in order to get to the NBA at that time.
Right.
All right? That moxie to believe I'm that guy. He had it all. Okay? Now, a week goes by. I don't see him for a week. That's my dude now, right? Now we're about to play the IC. Okay? It's Lamar and Elton, and it's a semifinal game. Kobe shows up because there was a team from Philly that was gonna play. I see Kobe up in the stand with at the time it was, I think, his fiance, but it became his brother-in-law. They sitting in the stand. I looked at Kobe, and I say there's no rules, right? So I said, "Kobe, you want to play with us?" And you know what he said?
What?
No.
Why?
I want to play against you.
Word.
Because he wanted to play against Lamar and everybody else we had. That's how this kid is built. So now I look at him, and I'm thinking, it's amazing how many things go through your mind in 3 seconds. And I'm like, this goddamn mother, my boy, now you want to play against me? So of course, he said, "Can I play? Is it okay? Can I play against you?" I'm like, "No!"
Yeah, you told Pete, nah.
I said,
He's
"No!"
on the roster.
I said, "Nah, you're not supposed supposed to be playing. You just signed a shoe deal. You might get hurt. Sonny's gonna get upset. No!
5 minutes ago, yo, here's your jersey real quick.
It's a true story, man. It's a true story.
That's hilarious.
Dude wanted to play against me. Man.
He would have tore your ass up.
Woo! And I know he would have kept coming, like, smacking me. Nah, Kobe, it ain't happening, okay?
That's hilarious.
Yeah, man, it's a true story, though.
That's hilarious.
A true story on that.
Now, I'm sure we could sit here all day talking stories about your basketball travels, because you've been around. What year are you going into?
Dude, I started in '87.
What year?
Long time. So whatever that is.
Well, a long time. A long time. We're going a long time.
Yeah. Hey, I saw your face there. Okay?
Yeah, you seen her face?
Yeah, I saw her face.
Like, oh, 87. I wasn't even thought about. But no, I appreciate the time that you're taking, particularly this week, because you know you're busy with your event coming up, and I'm sure that your phone was going off, mine was going off. We had to stop a couple of times because the phone was going off, and that's that's a tribute to you and what you've done and what the platform that you've established for the kids coming up, and also the adults too. You allowing them the opportunity also.
I appreciate you coming. That's number one. Regardless of what people may think, I do, because I think it's important that we continue talking about history,
right,
and set certain things straight, about that, and that's the only way these kids can continue to learn.
Yeah,
so I appreciate you
agree.
taking the time and making this thing happen.
All right, thank you, man, big time. Thank you.
You
We have one of the pioneers of grassroots basketball, not AU, grassroots basketball, and he's still currently popping out here in the streets and also the world. Mr. Gary Charles, man, the MECCA of the podcast. We out. Phone's still ringing. Look, yours just went off too. That's crazy. Man, I appreciate that. That has to be fire. That was good, else? She don't even like basketball.
Oh, she don't?
No, that's